Hey everyone, I welcome you all in my lecture series. Today I'm talking about how to submit the paper in a good journal. So, most of the journal, almost top quality journals, recommends submission through their system, that is OJS. OJS means online journal system. Few low quality journal recommend to submit the paper via email, editorial email, but no, the overall approach is shifted from manual to online journal system. So this lecture is this lecture will be very useful for early career researcher or students, research students, master PhD students who never been submitted their paper in a good journal. So if you are going to submit a paper and you don't have the experience, and this lecture will be very useful. First of all, there are different databases like Elsewhere, Science Direct, Emerald, Taylor and Francis, Springer, Sage. There are different publishers, and most of these have the same steps while submitting the paper. So I'm going to submit my paper, and the idea was in my mind that I will record a lecture while submitting my paper in a journal, and it was also requested by many students and early career researcher how to submit the paper in a journal. So I have finalized a journal, targeted a journal that is economic research. Uh, it depends whatever journal you are going to target, but for my paper, for our paper, we are targeting economic research. First of all, I will open the journal website through Google. It's the overall main page. Here, if you look at the icons, first is submit, about journal, browse, and subscription. If we look at about journal, first of all, before going to submit a journal, you have to be very careful. You need to go through the aims and scope of journal. Here are aims and scopes of journal, that what journal is looking for, what are the major topics which are the hot areas of the journals. So once your paper meets the aim and scope, then you have to look at the journal information, journal matrix. Journal matrix, it normally tells the overall statistics of journal. Means it has the impact factor journal 0.30 impact factor, it's Q2 journal, and 5 years impact factor, best quartile, and speed of acceptance. It takes average time period 26 days from submission to first decision, about a month. Within a month, if paper passes the editorial review or desk review, then it takes decision about 26 days. That's average decision which the paper have been published so far. So from submission to first peer review decision, it takes 53 days. If it's accepted, If paper is accepted, then it can take 32 days to get it published online. The acceptance rate of this journal is 31%, means about 70% is the rejection rate. This is very important before you submit the paper in a particular journal. Journal metrics, you have to look at the journal metrics. Then the most important point is that is the editorial board. You have to go through the editorial board. What the editor are there, in which domain they are working. You can follow their approach, you can read their papers, and you can align your paper as per the journal editorial approach. So these are the here is the editor-in-chief, and here are co-editors of the journal, then editorial assistant who will manage the oral submissions, the international board, and so on. Most of the journal have the same pattern. They are having the editor-in-chief, co-editor-in-chiefs, then associate editors, international editors, subject specialist editors, senior editors, so on. So this is important. First you have to go through the aim and scope, then you have to go through the editorial board and try to align the write-up as per the few of the editors. You may cite their studies to strengthen your arguments. It will help you while passing the disc review. So after editorial board, then you can look at the news and calls for paper. Most of the journals are having the special issues nowadays, and special issues, if your paper falls under the special issue, then you can submit in the special issue, because special issue is the specific theme, has the specific theme, and the topics, if your paper falls under the aim and scope of special issue, that will be better. So here are the special issues of journal. Every journal, most of the journals are offering the special issues. They are calling paper and special issues. You can select if any is relevant with your paper. This is about journal. Later you can here is the browse. There are the current issues, all volume issues, special issues, collections, open access papers, most read paper, most cited papers. These are also important for early career researcher while finalizing the paper for a specific journal. Now my concern is to submit the paper. We are going to submit a paper. I will look at here, that is submit icon. If I click here, go to submission site, submission information. First of all, the very important part is the instruction for authors or author guidelines. So here you have to you should be very vigilant while dressing your paper, while converting your paper as per the journal guidelines. If the paper is not following journal's guidelines, author instructions, it will be simply rejected from the disc. So you have to carefully go through it, read one by one point, and dress your paper as per the journal guideline. So here about the journal, peer review process, word limits, style guidelines, formatting and template, references, checklist. Then there are copyrights and other required documents. Everything is given in detail here. So it's extremely important. After aim and scope, then it's extremely important to dress the paper, to prepare the paper as per author guidelines or journal template. So I have already converted my paper. As per journal guidelines. Everything I am done in this paper. So I have to just submit the paper. Before submitting the paper, I need to have to generate an account Here is the submission. Go to submission site. I will simply go to submission site. Okay, so we please that you plan to submit your paper. Before submitting the paper, please check that the journal, public policy and everything. Yes, I am done. I have gone through it. Okay, go ahead. So it will take me towards the submission process. So before going to submit your paper, I will suggest you you dress your paper, format your paper as per general guidelines. For example, our paper is dependent structure across equity sectors, evidence from Wayne Kapula models, our family. My co-authors are Fahim Aslam, he is professor, assistant professor in ComSat, myself Ahmed, and my other co-author is Professor Ali Bore. He is professor in Lebanon. Then Khurram Shehzad, as well as Mr. Khan. He is also affiliated with ComSat. Then I have structured the paper as per the journal guideline. So this is the journal guideline, and here I have converted the paper as per given instructions. So normally most of the journal recommend that we have to place the tables at the end of paper. So after going through the journal guideline, you can give the reference. Table 1, for example, about here, table 1, figure 1 and 2 about here, then table 3 and so on. Whatever the number of tables you have and whatever the figures you have, you can give the reference in the text. So after going through this, I will be having the references. That is important. References style, every journal is having their own style. I have converted the paper into journal guidelines. It should be alphabetically or whatever the journal format is there. I have cited here the papers. I will suggest always provide the DOIs of all papers. So this journal was not requiring the DOIs. That's why I didn't place. And here are the tables. Here are the tables, list of tables. Then after list of tables, we will be having the list of figures. Yes, here are the list of figures. So then list of figures, then you can put the appendix at the end of your paper. If there are some other information like appendix 1, we are having 2 appendix. So I place the information related to appendix in this paper. So after that, the main important part is your cover letter. Cover letter is it means it's the first introduction of your paper with the editor in chief. He will go through the cover letter. In cover letter, you have to address the editor in chief. For example, I have addressed the editor in chief, that is Professor Marinko, editor in chief, economic research. Then you can write, I am going to submit my paper, title this for possible publication in economic research, co-authored by Fahim Aslam, myself Ahmed, and Ali Bori, and so on. This paragraph is extremely important, and here you have to mention the overall significance, contribution of your paper, your main idea, your policy implications, your approaches, your objectives, your findings in this paragraph, how your paper contributes toward literature. This is extremely important, and what the findings of your study can help to understand the local scenario, or your how it can be the implications. What are the policy implications? What are the suggestions? What are the recommendations? Later, you can propose few potential referees of the field which have significantly contributed in the domain, and or the big players, the papers which you have cited, the scholars who worked in this domain, and you have already cited their paper in your cited their studies in your paper. You can propose the potential referees. It's not necessarily It's not necessarily editor-in-chief will select these referees. It depends on the editor-in-chief. If he is convinced with the work of proposed referees, then if their work is relevant, then he may recommend one or two referees for your paper, but these should be the big players of the field. For example, I have proposed three professors, Professor Sabri, and he has worked in this domain, and he has published top tier journals and so on. Why Professor Sabri is important to evaluate this paper? Then Professor Pita, he is from Australia, so he has also worked in this domain. We have to provide the justification why and how these professors are important, these scholars are important to evaluate your work. And I also proposed Professor Levin from University of Brussels, Belgium. He is a professor of this domain, and he has tremendously worked in this area. And the last paragraph, you should be very careful how your paper is appealing to the audience of this journal, and you have to mention there is no conflict of interest among the authors or among the text which is available, and this paper is totally submitting to this journal. It's not been submitted or not being not under consideration in any other journal rather than this one. You have to clearly mention here. Then you can place your sign and your affiliation at the end. Cover letter is very important while you are submitting your paper. So these are the main important documents, and the third document is your title page. Most of the journal recommend that the title page should be separate from the paper. So if you have to submit the anonymous file, then there should be no author detail. It's already mentioned in the general guidelines that you have to submit the anonymous file, and title page should be different, and cover letter in separate file. So these are the files. Once these files are ready, then you can go for the submission. So here is the submission. I can submit my paper. I just went here. Okay, I clicked on the submission guidelines, and I clicked here. After that, the new window is opened. This is the new window. Here you have to create the account. If you already have account, then you can log in and password. Otherwise, you have to create new account. Many journals, almost journals, are recommending you must be having the ORC ID. You can link your account with your ORC ID. That will be automatically the account will be automatically created. I suppose I have ORC ID account. I relate my account with my ORCID. If you don't have, first I will recommend you to create the account. I wanna go with ORCID, so it will authenticate the information. Yes, I will authenticate. Yes, I wanna allow to create the account related that will be linked with my ORCID. So you can submit. Then after authentication, you can submit the paper. So here, submission creation, finance, economic research. Yes, instruction. I have read the instruction. I have clicked here. Original. I have only submitting this paper to this journal and has not been published anywhere. Yes, the same information I have mentioned in cover letter. By submitting your article or content for publication, you acknowledge and agree on behalf of yourself and other co-author. Yes, I am corresponding author. Yes, I am agreed on behalf of other co-authors and myself as well. So here you have to select the type of paper. There are several types. It's full text, full length paper, it's short paper, it's editorial, it's communication, and so on. So here are full article, review, brief reports, letter to editor, book review. It's full text paper, it's full article. I will select the category. So once all the components are checked, all the information is checked, then we go ahead, we start here. So most of the databases are having the same style. So here I have to put the title page, title, manuscript title. So I will simply go through the title page. I copy the title and I place here, I will paste here, and here are the limits, maximum 75 words, but our paper title is about 9 words. Then I have to place the abstract, maximum 200 words. Some few of journal are allowing 150 words, 100 words, 250 words, 200 words. Every journal has its own limits. So I will copy the abstract from the main file. It's the main file. Here is abstract. I will just copy the abstract and place here. So it's the abstract. So 162 words. So here my Grammarly is installed, so you can check the grammatical mistakes, but in this case Grammarly is recommending emerging markets. Okay, of the understanding of emerging markets, sectoral level. So Grammarly is recommending these fonts. Okay, after placing the abstract in a particular place, then I have to go for the next step. Are you submitting your paper for a special issue? No, I am considering the overall regular issue. No, it's not going to submit in a special issue. Then availability of data. Authors are encouraged to share the data underlying their study. So in this case, is there a data set associated with submission? I said no. If it's associated, yes, I can provide the link of data. If the journal requires the data set, then I will, if editor suggests, then I will send them the data file or interlink the data file. Here, file upload. File requires for your submission to this journal are listed below: figures, tables, supplementary material, other files meeting the file guidelines. Okay, here manuscript with author detail, manuscript and anonymous manuscript. So this manuscript has author details, so I will save the same file. I will save the same file in the folder. So simply I will without, I can write without author detail. Okay, final version without author's detail. So I will simply delete the author's detail. You got the point? So I will save it. Now I have two files. So one file with author's detail, second file is without author's detail. So I will select the file and drag here and give the name. Suppose here are in this folder I am placing this paper. This is under review paper, and I am going to submit sectoral dependence paper, and the name of journal is economic research, and this is without authors, this is with author's detail. I suppose first I submit the author's detail file. I dragged here and I placed here. So here, yes, the following file encountered error while being uploaded. Okay, what's the problem? Okay, choose file. I can check what's the problem here. Okay, sporting file, drag your file and any sporting file here. Okay, I can choose the file. I can try while choosing the file desktop. I can give the path where I have placed the files. So here in progress, image, here is under view paper number 36. Now paper number, yes, 37, sectoral dependence, economic research. So this is without author's detail. Okay, the following file encountered error while being uploaded. Final version, this. Please use alphabetic number character or okay. Here the journal is requiring that there should be no numeric values in the file name. Okay, I can simply rename the file. Here is final version without author's detail. I can also rename this file with author detail. So most of the journal, they are not focused on this point, but this journal is every journal has its own terms and condition. So now I can check. I suppose with author detail I can submit. Okay, let me drag the file. It's with author's detail. Now it's uploaded. Okay, here the file is uploaded. I have to select the category because it's with author detail, so I will select manuscript with author's detail. Okay, I will upload the other file. It's with author detail. The other file will be without author detail, this one. Okay, so without author detail, the file is being uploaded, and I will select the category here, this one, anonymous file. The second file, I can upload the cover letter here because there is an option of cover letter. Look here, author's bio, figures, cover letter, supplementary material, and material for review, tables, and so on. I place the figures in the main files. I place the tables in the main file. I have created the I have the cover letter that is in separate file. I can simply copy the cover letter, drag the cover letter, that is the final cover letter. Then I can save it, and I can drag the cover letter, yes, and place here. The file is being uploaded. So I will select the category here, category, that is a cover letter. So these are the main files which are compulsory to submit. First two files are compulsory. This is supporting file, cover letter. Save as. Then ethics declaration. I confirm we have followed the ethics legal requirements of the paper. Does this study includes human research participants? No, it's the hard data. We don't deal with the human human research participants. Consent to publish. Yes, I confirm that any participants. Well, here is the conflict of interest. I have to declare yes, given informed consent and next of kin and so on. Acknowledgement. I confirm that anyone listed under the acknowledgement section. Okay, I have mentioned the acknowledgement. Permission or using the material has been published before. No, we are not publishing any. material which is already been published. I simply go to next. In the next step, we have to provide the keywords, add keywords here, and how many keywords. So we can add the keywords here. Look at the main file. This file, go to simply I think there is a mistake in this file. I will re-upload the files. So if I close this file, I don't want to save. Look at here. So with author's detail, okay, and the other file is without author's detail. So everything is perfect. So I have to provide the keywords. I simply copy and place here. Then you have to, okay, keywords can be made up more than one word. Okay, we have to provide them in parentheses, I think. Yeah, okay. Then the other keyword, let me copy the keywords. Hope all keywords we can put here. Oh, okay. So we have to place keywords one by one. Then tree structure. Okay. Start from. Okay. Then I will copy the third keyword, codependence, starting from comma, codependence. Then I have another one, stock market sectors. Okay, so starting from this and close. Then Pakistan. Okay, I don't want to put the Pakistan. Okay, I will delete here. Maximum we need 4 to 5 words. So already 4 keywords are there. Classification. Here we have to classify work, in which category our work is falling. It falls under financial economics and financial journal, financial markets, financial institution services. So if I look at financial institution services, insurance companies, non-bank companies, investment banks, government policies, and so institutional investor, financial instruments, insurance, and so on, microfinancial institutions. It's we can select the most relevant financial institution services. General financial markets, I can select few. I can look here. Yes, our paper fall in this domain. Trading volume and contingent information, market information, financial markets, financial forecasting simulation techniques, and so on. These are the major classifications in which our work falls. After this, then I have to go to next step. What's next step? That is about author's detail. So here the detail, it's a mine detail here. If I click here, here will be overall detail or ORCID. Yes, I have provided. Then first name, email address, institutions, then corresponding address, and so on. So complete details, I will simply click on the complete details. So here is my detail retrieve author details. I suggest that I can retrieve my detail from ORCID. That is a unique number. So here I have a unique number. Okay, here is my ORCID unique number. I will simply copy this and can place here. Okay, then it will be authenticated. Yeah, okay, use my Hazi detail, not Vikato and PMAS. Okay, so my detail is there, Ahmad Imran Hijra. So here is my ORCID, and here I can provide my email address. I can simply go to the title page. Okay, here is the title page. Yes, I can simply copy and paste the email address. I normally use my personal email address. So later, first name Ahmad Imran, published name optional, country as Pakistan, department business administration, Ghazi University, corresponding address, street, city, these are the optionals, and it's Dera Ghazi Khan, postal code is 32200. Did you receive any fundings? No, I don't receive any funding. I can add another author. Okay, select your funding founder, type 3 or more letters. No, we don't have fundings. Done. So here is corresponding author detail. Then I can add another author. See, another author is Mr. Fahim Aslam. I can simply fix the name. Here is first name, here is last name. Here I can provide the email address of Fahim. So here you can place the name, published name, that's optional, country is Pakistan. Okay, so the department, I can copy the information, Department of Management Sciences. Okay, then I can place here. Then organization, ComSats University, so ComSats University, you can select here ComSats University, Islamabad Faculty of Sciences. No, we have to select the only ComSat University, not other campus, because he belongs to the main campus. Otherwise I can copy ComSat University, Islamabad. Okay, I can copy and ComSats University, Islamabad. This is the main detail. So I placed there. Then street, optional, postal code, they are optional. It's no, we don't have funding. Okay, and done. So Fahim Aslam is the first author, I am the second author. I can rearrange. I select here. So he is first author, I am second author. I can rearrange the order. So I have to add another author. Another author is Professor Alibore. So I simply copy his email address, then first name. What's the first name? Alibore. So I place his name, first name, last name, published options. He is in Lebanon. I will simply click here, Lebanon. So I select Lebanon. So department, here I can copy the School of Business. Okay, I can select School of Business, then organization. What's the organization? Lebanese American University. I can copy and paste here. So it will be searched by the system, not New York. We have to use from Lebanon. Is from Lebanon. We have to very carefully select the Lebanese American University. Okay, Lebanese American University, School of Medicine, School of Business, Lebanese American University, Lebanese American University, Lebanese. Okay, so you have to select this one, School of Business. Okay, these are the optional. There is no funding associated. We have to select done. So later we have another author. Who is another author? Simply we select his name, Khurramshahzad Mughal. So I place the name, first name, got the last name and fix here. Here's email address. I simply copy the email address of my fourth co-author. Here is his email address. So the country is Pakistan. Okay, then the department I can select here, research economist. He is a research economist in State Bank of Pakistan. State Bank of Pakistan. So what's the organization? I can copy and search State Bank of Pakistan. State Bank of Pakistan. So you can search here State Bank of Pakistan and you can select, and there is no funding associated with this author. I will click on done. So I have fixed the information of 4 authors and one more author left. He is Mr. Al Khan. Okay, I copy the information and place in a particular space. Then I can select the email address and place at a particular point. Then country is Pakistan. So department is the Department of Management Sciences, ComSat University. So these are the required parts, required information. ComSat University, Islamabad. I copy and paste here. You have to select organization. Okay, Islamabad, yes, ComSat University, Islamabad. This, he is not corresponding author and there is no funding associated with this author. I will click on done. Now I am done with all authors and I have to very careful while their sequence by Muslim, first author myself second, Alibori third, Khurramshahzad fourth, and Mr. is the last author. So I am done with author's detail. Then I will go for the next step, that is completing interest. We don't have any uh, competing interest. I will click no. Then I can go for the next point. So have you added all authors who contributed to the manuscript? Yes, I have already done with it. I will click on yes. So what's the next step? It's the open access journal. It's the open access journal which has publication fees $1,000. I'm belonging to uh, middle income country, and they are offering me 50% discount. I do not wish to request a waiver. Obviously, I need 50% discount. Yes, myself and your organization. Okay, Ahmad Imran, and email address Department of Business Administration. Enter. No, this is the information. So I need 50% discount, country discount available based on the country of the corresponding author. This means you receive 50% discount if paper is accepted. Means that overall fees is 1,000, and if it's accepted, then we have to pay $500. Okay, next. Next step, I'm almost done with all steps. I think last step that will be uh, that we have to make a quick preview of your submission. So this is the final step. Here is the journal name, type of article, full type, title, abstract. Here are the keywords. Okay, here are the classifications, here are the author's detail. Okay, then there are the open access fees, 50% discount, and it's generated with my name, and here is the billing detail. Then I have to submit. Before to submit, I think there is a planned preview. I must have to make a preview. Okay, so here's preview. Then okay, now I have checked each and everything. My paper is ready to submit. So with the name of Allah, I'm going to submit. Hopefully we will get a positive response from the editorial as well as from the referees if it passes the disc review. So I'm going to click on the submit. Then the journal will confirm that you wanna submit. Okay, what's wrong? Okay, please make sure that all of the information is correct before submitting article. Publishing charges payable on the article. Okay, I have checked. Okay, yes, so I can check the previous step. Maybe some information is required to check the okay, everything is there. City is yeah. Here, do you need discretionary waiver? Yes, I need waiver. That was a point. So we consider request for discretionary discounts for the researchers not eligible under. Oh, I am already eligible for this point. City that is required. Dera Razi Khan. So that was missing. Postal code 32200. Okay, I think now I can do unit. We consider request for the discount by the researchers not eligible. Okay, we are eligible in this. Okay, here they want the address state, that is Punjab. Okay, country Pakistan. The rest of the information is there. Okay, maybe, yeah, now it will work. So we have to fill the all relevant boxes before going to submit, otherwise the submission icon will not appear. So we can check. Here is the overall full length article, title, abstract. Okay, final version with author detail. This final version without author's detail, cover letter. Then here are the keywords, then categories. Here are the author's detail, and here is discount. Now it's ready to submit, so I'm going to submit and clicking on the submit button, and hope our paper will get the positive response. So I'll submit here. Okay, once you click accept, you confirming that you wish to submit this open access paper, and yes, I accept. So I will immediately receive an email that my paper is successfully submitted. So this is the overall paper ID, and we have sent the confirmation at my email address, and here is the overall message from the system. View submission, I can click view submissions, and here will be overall summary of my submission related to Taylor and Francis. So I have created at 20, then submission incomplete, some manuscript submitted, and here are the details. If I have done with peer review, if I have published few papers, publishing, and so on. Here are the details of few other papers which are related to the Taylor and Francis journals. So here is my email address. I have received this email, submission received from the economic research, and here is my paper number and title and so on. Once you can check the status of your paper from author portal, and you simply click here, and it will take you to your login account. Then you can check the status of your paper. So this was all about the paper submission process. Most of the databases like Springle, Emerald, then Science Direct, elsewhere, they have the same approach. So I wish you best of luck. I hope this overall rehearsal submission process will help the early career researcher who are going to submit their paper in journal first time through OJS. OJS means